There you go. The blessing of David Craig and the blessing of Andy Murray, Sir Andy Murray, who knows exactly what it takes to become a champion. And maybe this will be the year that Kai Havertz becomes a champion of the Premier League as well. It's not just a coaching issue. There's something that's got to be said for the recruitment, the spotting of him working in this Arsenal system.
Yeah, quite. I mean, so many eyebrows raised when they spent 60 million on him. Think, well, we don't need that sort of player. We've got a few already. Arteta saw the place that he wanted him to fill, and he's worked on it, obviously. I mean, I'm so pleased for him because there were times at the start of the season and he was missing chances, one or two boos around the ground, and you could just see his shoulders slumping, and been in that position, it's not nice, but he kept on going and he's getting his rewards now. Mikel, nice to see you.
Hello. Mikel Arteta is amongst friends. Come and join us, Mikel. Come and stand next to me over here. Congratulations. Just sum up what you made of that performance from your team today.
Well, really happy. Big performance. They haven't lost here since August, I think.
That's right.
And that tells you the story. They are a really good team, extremely well coached. They make life really difficult for you. But I think today we're outstanding, and we needed that level to beat them today.
So how did you do it?
Well, first I think we showed a lot of quality in certain of the pitch, and with the ball we are really connected. We have real purpose and clarity where to attack, when to attack, against a shape that they had slightly different than what we expected. And then without the ball, we were so disciplined. When we were higher up the pitch, they are the best team in the league by breaking that press. And then you have to track back. And then we stayed really disciplined. And we were really humble to be in certain positions, to be patient there, to regain the ball and hurt them.
You mentioned that maybe set up in a way that you didn't expect. Can you give us a bit of insight into the tactical thinking, the battle that was going on the touchline there?
Well, we prepared it because they did something similar to that against Liverpool away, which they never do, and they do it in the other side today. So we prepared because we knew that it could happen, but we didn't know the approach.
What is that?
Something I want to explain, but they are really difficult. They are really well coached, honestly. What they do, it makes a lot of sense and it complicates his life.
Mikel, I asked Bukayo, but I'm going to ask you the same question. What's the difference with your team this year from last season?
We are all older, and you can tell, especially on me. We have obviously went through a lot of moments together, and the chemistry that you build within the team, I think, is very important. We signed some tremendous players as well, which always helps because it's about them. And then I think there is a good moment because the squad is healthy, you know, and the momentum is good, the energy around the place is good, and we've been through it already, and I think that helps.
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, as you as a manager, another year mature as well, like what's the difference in you as well?
Well, my energy is the same, the enthusiasm is the same, but probably you take it slightly different. I don't know how I felt last year, to be fair. I'm just enjoying the moment and embracing it, and let's see how far we can go.
We were just talking about Kai Havertz, Mikel. I mean, you must be delighted how he's grown into the role that you're asking him to play. He's stuck with it and shown a lot of character.
He was tremendous again today, but his overall performance has been superb. Now his goal contribution is higher than anybody else in the league, I think, in the last few months, and that tells the story. But his work rate, he was chasing 70 meters here. A player that has this heart and this determination. That's why everybody loves him.
It's a centre-forward's goal as well, wasn't it? The little run.
Yeah, being there in the right time. Yeah. Jorginho running there. I was a bit surprised about that.
Still had the legs, didn't he?
He was a good timing.
As for Kai Havertz as well, did you always see him as being a striker? Because I was always uncertain. I didn't really know what sort of player he was. But were you clear when you signed him where you were going to play him?
I think you have to feel the player, you know, until he's not in the environment. I think it's very difficult to understand. I thought he could play in 3 different positions, to attacking midfielders and as a 9. And then, we started to feel, you know, in certain spaces, certain relationship, which is everything, and you know better than that. If you like to run, you need somebody that plays those balls in behind. And those relationships are appearing in a natural way, and sometimes the player decide at the end, not the manager, where they have to play.
How much pride are you taking, Mikel, in these defensive performances as well? Another clean sheet today, 5 consecutive clean sheets on the road, restricting City to so few chances. Luton didn't get a sniff midweek, and Brighton very little today as well. Teams are saying they can't create chances against you now.
Well, really good, because that means that our collective organisation is very strong, but as well the desire and And the love for defending from the player is there, and it has to be there. If not, you cannot do that. You saw the reaction of the teammates on Gavi 3-0, and he blocks that shot. That's them. That has nothing to do with me. That's the spirit within the team and how much they want to win, and that's really good to see.
One more before they drag you away. You've got some big games coming up in the Champions League as well.
Yeah.
Are you thinking in terms of any priorities?
No, priority now is Tuesday for sure. We're going to have an unbelievable atmosphere at home. First time in 14 years that we are in this position. Let's go for it.
We wish you luck. Thank you, Mikel.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Good luck.
Bye.
Mikel Arteta there, and you see, let's go straight to that, because it's interesting, not just the Champions League games, but the games that fall either side of them as well. Bayern Munich at home, then Aston Villa, who, as we know, are fighting for Champions League football themselves, and they have to go to Bayern and then go to Molineux before those next two. This is it, isn't it, Theo? These next 6 games could tell us a lot about the destiny for Arsenal.
Yeah. Yeah, just breathe, I think. I think as well, the great thing with Mikel, he is, like I say, when he speaks, so calm. You listen to every word. The players will be so much to the player he was. You have to listen, because he's got so many experience he's worked with before in the past, and he won't switch off. He won't let you switch off at any moment.
But do you think he is calmer?
Oh,
Karen
yeah,
asked the question about, you know, what had changed for him from last season, but do you think he has?
I do. I mean,
relaxed?
he says he's not calmer, but he definitely seems like it to me. He
he
really does, which is, you know, it's really pleasant to see. Like I say, I keep on nagging on, but the backroom staff is so important, I think, to him to actually, they've actually witnessed it on the outside to see him visually when he's during a match, and I think they've probably helped that process as well.
Looking at those fixtures, I mean, Bayern Munich particularly, they'd have been looking at this today, the coaches and maybe the players, and they would have thought, oh, that they're a good team, and we knew that anyway, but maybe they would have put them even higher than they thought they were, Arsenal, because that was highly impressive.
I asked the question about priority because I got the feeling that Pep Guardiola sort of nudged the question when he was asked it the other day towards the Premier League rather than the Champions League, which of course they won last season. It's the game for Liverpool tomorrow at Manchester United. Of course, is a huge hurdle. But I just wonder, the manner of Arsenal's victory here, away from home, Karen, does that get you, or will that get people thinking that this indeed could be their year?
Well, I think you mentioned the performance away from home here today, and everyone probably were looking at their fixtures when they're away. Obviously, the Spurs one is in there, Manchester United away, Wolves away, but I just can't see how teams would score against them. They're so solid.
You got to convince Opta of that, because they still only got them at 26%.
No, I'm not. No, I'm saying that the games that they've got to play. Look, it's for me. If Liverpool win tomorrow, it's still in their hands. But you asked about the fixtures that are there in terms of for Arsenal. So I'm looking at it and going, we question the away fixtures, or a lot of people do, including myself. But performances like today, where they keep clean sheets, when they nullify opposition to trying to get opportunities, I just can't see how teams will score against them, to be honest.
But, you know, Gabriel went down, didn't he? And he had a knock, and it was fine, thankfully. But injuries can still play a part, can't they, this season? They had Saliba last, and you're just keeping your fingers crossed, if you're Arteta, that none of his key men do get injured in this vital last few games.
What are your biggest questions still around Arsenal?
They're answering every question I can even think of, to be honest, because, like I say, that experience they've got from last year. I mean, I think what's really important to see as well, they lost a lot of points for the bottom teams, I felt, last year. And the teams they're playing against are actually challenging for something. Wolves are trying to get into Europe as well at some point. Everton are trying to stay up. I think away from home as well, there's an expectation now of Arsenal where they, like you say, they keep clean sheets and they get that first goal. And when they get that first goal, they're really hard to break down, and then it opens up teams, which then allows more space for these players. Odegaard to get involved, Declan Rice with the manner he is in midfield. We didn't really speak much of him tonight, but that's how consistent he is, because we expect this from him now. So they've got everything right now, and it's really nice to see. I still don't know who's going to win it, but
Well, does it with the manner of Man City's second half performance? Certainly, Alan, today, super impressive at Crystal Palace. Arsenal just winning here in this fashion. Does that just then pile on extra pressure for Liverpool? It's a huge game at any time, of course, going to Old Trafford.
Yeah, well, yeah, you bang on there that it is a huge game, and you're hoping from Arsenal's point of view, Manchester United can lift their game compared to how it has been. But Liverpool are a team with lots of experience in it, and certainly the manager will play a part in that. Arguably, that's their That's maybe their biggest hurdle, isn't it, Liverpool's from here on in. You look at it and on paper you think, oh, have Arsenal got the hardest run in? But, yeah, I mean, if Liverpool do win tomorrow, I mean, that's a massive statement, I think.
That Spurs game as well for Arsenal, isn't there? Lurking.
I know. North London derby's always... Theo, you know
Don't
better.
ask me to score.
I'm looking forward to that one very much. But